and Sub-Chief Kuramaya, both sitting at their desks facing the wall. Mikumo at her desk, nearest the door. The cramped space made for subdued greetings. The room was a little bigger than it had been before the spring, as they'd had the wall to the archive room torn down, but there was hardly room to breathe when the reporters decided all to barge in at once. Mikami had imagined such a situation before he came in, but the press were nowhere to be seen. Feeling as though he'd made a narrow escape, he took his seat by the windows. Suwa approached before he had the chance to call him over. He was unusually reticent when he spoke. Sir, about yesterday's... Mikami hadn't expected this. He'd been getting ready to ask about the press situation. Late last night, Mikami had called his reporting officer, Division Chief Ishii of the Secretariat, and given a full account of what had happened during the ID. He had naturally assumed Ishii would pass the news on to his staff in media relations. It wasn't her. Thanks for asking. The atmosphere seemed to brighten immediately. Suwa and Kuramaya exchanged relieved glances, and Mikumo seemed to reanimate. She jumped up and took Mikami's mug off its place on the shelf. More to the point, Suwa. The press are here? Mikami jerked his chin towards one of the walls. The press room was on the other side, housing the Press Club, an informal grouping of 13 news groups. Suwa's expression darkened again. Yes, they're all in there. They were talking about stringing you up. They'll be barging in soon enough. Stringing him up. Mikami felt a sudden irritation. Oh, and if you could also bear in mind, they think you left because you had a relative in a critical condition. Mikami paused briefly before he nodded. The quick-witted spin doctor. That was Suwa to a T. He was ranked assistant inspector, having come up through administrative affairs. With 3 years of experience in media relations, and another 2 in the field as a police sergeant, he had already achieved a deep understanding of the modern-day ecology of the press. While his precociousness could be annoying from time to time, his ability to win the reporters over, transitioning seamlessly between the twin roles of diplomat and spin doctor, was genuinely astonishing. Now that he had further polished his skills during his second posting, the department held him in increasingly high regard. Mikami's second posting to the office had been less fortuitous. He was 46, and the transfer had come after 20 years away. Until the spring, he had worked as the Assistant Chief of 2nd Division. Prior to that, he had managed a team in the field, investigating corruption and election fraud as a section chief in non-violent crime. Mikami stood and turned towards the whiteboard next to his desk. Prefecture D, Police Headquarters, Press Release, Thursday, 5th of December, 2002. As press director, his first job of the morning was to run through all announcements to be made to the press. The office received a non-stop deluge of calls and faxes reporting accidents and crimes from within the jurisdiction of the prefecture's 19 district stations. The recent and widespread adoption of computers meant the same now applied to emails. Mikami's staff would summarize the reports using a template, then attach copies to whiteboards in the office and the press room. At the same time, they would get in touch with the prefecture's TV news. It was